What's going on, guys? All right, the Crossfire DG3. Finally got a chance to load it up and take it out for a test drive, and wanted to bring that to y'all, show you. So I think what we'll do, let's just go ahead and get straight into that part, and I'll come back at the end and offer you some more thoughts and commentary. But this is my first little run out with the DG3, loaded up with the weight on it, out in the woods. All right, so it's a balmy 86 degrees. It's muggy, it's hot, the bugs are going everywhere. I've got 30 pounds of weight in the DG3. Now, one note about that. I loaded it up with stuff I would normally load up and take and use. However, what I did not do is properly pack the ruck as far as the load and where I put the weight and everything at. I did that intentionally. What I wanted to see is how well it rode and carried with it improperly packed. If it works good not packed right, then I know once I rearrange it and actually pack it how it should be and get the weight where it should be, I know it'll work fine then. So we're going to intentionally test it under a less than optimal packing setup and load out. So again, 30 pounds, not a lot, but for a ruck this size, I think it's a good loadout. You could fit more for sure, but I just want to kind of get a feel for how it does as it is like this. So I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to drag you guys along with me, and we can see how it does. So let's go. All right, guys, let's see how she does. If I can stay out of the water. All right. One of the things that we have an awful lot of around here is wait a minute vines. That's because whenever you walk by them, if you don't see them, they grab a hold of you and yank you back and say, hey, wait a minute. It's uncomfortable, to say the least. All right, guys, I'm about a half mile in so far, and it's doing great. Half mile ain't far, but I decided to take some new trails that we've recently cut in, and I haven't even been down these yet, so I'm kind of exploring a little bit. And they're not finished trails, they've just been rough cut with the tractor and a bush hog. But I say all that just to say the ground is not a nice flat smooth surface like on a road or a well-worn trail or something like that. It's very uneven with sticks and limbs and trash, and not garbage but trash tree limbs and stuff. Well, we've also had a ton of rain here, so there's areas where the ground is really soupy and squishy. So one minute you're stepping on a dry spot and the next minute you're 2 inches deep into muck. So it can really throw off your balance quite a bit when you're not expecting it, especially when you got 30 pounds strapped to your back. So that all said, let's keep carrying on. I can keep the darn sweat out of my eyes and the mosquitoes out of my eyes. Why do mosquitoes want to go right into your eyeballs? Never understood that. All right, let's get back going. We'll see if we can get a couple of miles in anyway. All depends. I got a late start doing this, and I might run out of daylight, so I might have to cut it shorter than what I want to, but we'll see. This ground is very uneven. And it looks like I stopped a second too early because this trail cuts back out on a known one where I know where I'm at. Alright, so good deal. A little bit smoother ground because this is a cut in that we did a long time ago. So it's been worn down a little bit. Packed down, smoothed out, yada yada. You know, honestly, guys, this is the best part about trying out some new gear. Is the actual trying out part, all right? Because it gives me just a few minutes of respite from the daily grind to kind of get out here and do what I enjoy doing in the first place. So, all right, let's take a turn here and keep walking. Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't get any more video out with it than what you saw because kept on walking for a while, and suddenly it dawned on me that it was actually later in the day than what I thought it was, and the sun was fixing to start setting really fast, and I still had stuff I had to get done as well as get back home. So I didn't take any more video. I needed to finish up doing what I was doing and get back to my truck so I could get back to the house. So it was kind of more of a got a boogie on the walk and can't take my time to stop and record stuff. So that's it. I did get a little over a mile, and I know that's not a lot, okay? You're going, oh, just a mile, that ain't far. No, it's not. But it was a mile over uneven, rough, soft, squishy, wet, dry, up and down, not like mountainous up and down, but uneven, hilly up and down type ground. First trip out with the pack. So I'm happy with what I got to do with it. In that little over, it was a mile and some change. I didn't notice any fatigue issues or anything like that at all. The pack rode really well, especially for my first time out with it. I just kind of did some rough on the fly adjustments. You know, a couple more trips out with it, I can probably dial it in a little better. That's part of why you got to use your gear. You got to dial it in for you. But some of you may know, some of you don't know, but I got some titanium parts in the old back. And when I put something on my back that it doesn't like, it tells me about it pretty doggone quick. It doesn't take long and I don't have to go a long way. I didn't get any screaming and yelling and fussing from my back the entire time I had this on. I did notice something that Crossfire points out. The frame, while it was rigid, when you were moving and your upper body moves, the frame gave that little bit of torsional rotation to it, so it didn't feel as stiff and immobile on your back as what some other external frame packs that I've used in the past have felt. So big, huge thumbs up there. As you can see, I've got it loaded up pretty good. Like I said, it's just over 30 pounds. And I didn't pack it right. I just took the stuff I normally put in there, and instead of organizing it, I just started chunking it in. So it's completely unbalanced, the whole 9 yards. So I can only surmise that with the way it rode like this, it's only going to ride even better once I properly, load it up and balance everything out right. So I would have to say overall, I am thoroughly impressed with this pack. Like, big time impressed. This is probably the pack that I've been looking for a long, long time. Now, I've been using pretty much the same packs for going on 10, 11 years. As I said in the previous video, there's been others that have caught my eye, but never just really tripped my trigger enough to make me want to pull the trigger and get them. I've just kind of stuck with the same ones that I had. They worked. They weren't perfect, but they worked well. They were tough, durable, got the job done, etc., etc. So I've been hesitant to change. That's all about the change. I want to give you guys a comparison. Now, remember, Crossfire points out that this is a true 3-day pack, right? True 3-day pack. Here's this, and I can still add a little more to it. I got things cinched down a little bit. This is my old Tactical Tailor modular operator pack. Now, it's sold and billed as a 3-day pack, as are many other brands of packs of almost the same size. And this one comes out to roughly about 33 liters. This one is 55 liters. That's a significant difference between the two. And I don't even have any external pouches or anything loaded onto this one, which I'm going to do. This pack is a day patrol pack at best. Now, it's a great pack. Don't get me wrong. I still like it. It's a great pack, but it's a day patrol pack at best. This is a 3-day pack. And even at that, this is going to get you 3 days, but it ain't going to be 3 comfortable days. You'll survive. You'll be able to do what you need to do, but you ain't going to be all happy, comfy, living the life. That's just the reality of what you got to have. But for a 3-day pack, to be able to go out and do short missions with the ability to sustain yourself for 3 days, food, water, shelter, this will do it. This will definitely do it. I am beyond happy to have had the chance to try this out. It has opened up a whole bunch of other things spinning in the head, some of which you're going to see in the not too distant future. But like I said, the pack rode absolutely great. The way it felt on your back, I can't say enough about it. Keep in mind, so I've got the shoulder harness extended all the way out to its longest position. What I didn't do is the hip belt pads are in the middle position. Now, I've got kind of a long torso. I'm 6'1"-ish, not quite 6'2", but a smidge over 6'1" if we want to count millimeters. And with the shoulder harness all the way out and the hip pads in the middle slot, it rides just above my waistline. So I wasn't really putting any of the weight on my hips. It was more on my shoulders and just kind of balancing on the extreme lower back. That said, it was very comfortable. I did not notice my back getting fatigued. My shoulders didn't get fatigued. Again, the titanium parts in my back were not screaming at me and calling me dirty names. So that to me is a really big barometer that I use in checking stuff out. Back to what I was saying earlier, I want to get a few more trips out with it, kind of get it dialed in a little more for me. And I think I'll probably end up lowering the hip pads to the lowest position, but taking the wing pads off. Because I noticed yesterday it really didn't need to be supporting anything on my hips from the way the suspension works. So in running it with my other gear, I would want the belt pieces out of the way and just the two center ones in place to give some padding. And if I can drop them down to the next lowest position, that should put it right on my waistline at the top of my hips in the lower back area. I think that's going to work perfect for this pack. Just for me. You may be different. Your situation may be different. You always do you and adjust it for you. My whole thing is just for the first day out, I did branch off once or twice and kind of break brush a little bit. There was stuff grabbing and snatching. No tears, no scratches in the material, no rips. I had to pick a few tree limbs out here and there, but materials held up fine. There's no stitching being stressed from where I've got it packed and everything's cinched down. Nothing's poking through where it shouldn't be poking through. So again, I know that's just kind of an initial short test. It's not a long-term test, but I've got to say initially I am extraordinarily pleased and surprised with how this pack worked. And for me, for a mid-range ruck, this is my new pack. I want to give you one other comparison too real quick before I let you go. So again, I told you this bag is 55 liters without any external pouches, okay? This is what I was using for my true long range pack. This is a Tactical Tailor extended range operator pack. That's an internal frame pack. I've added a couple of side pouches too. The DG3 pack has about the same, if not a tad more, capacity than this does. So their 3-day pack is about the same as this extended range pack. That should give you a clue, okay? You're going to need way more stuff than what a lot of folks on the internet want to pretend they're going to need. When you see guys talking about going out for 3 days, sustaining themselves for 3 days, and they've got a little old small pack, there's a clue in there. I'll leave that to y'all to figure out. But getting back to this, I am excited now to unload this, repack it properly, and get back out on another walk with a proper pack and load out and see how it feels. I got a feeling it's going to be an enjoyable experience, or as enjoyable as having 30 plus pounds strapped to your back can be. It's never a happy thing, but you try to make it as least miserable as possible, maybe. It's the best way to put it. This does a good job at it. So I will bring you more on this pack as I do more with it. If anything comes up and changes, if it has a catastrophic failure, if it starts killing my back, whatever, I'll let you know. But initially now, I'm sold on it. I think it's absolutely worth the asking price, and I think the setup that Crossfire's got going on is spot on. Future videos we'll start looking at how I intend to actually employ this pack, and how you can take the DG1 that I previously showed you and couple it with this pack for a true system to let you better accomplish things that you might want to accomplish. So I'm going to close out on that, guys. DG3 gives big thumbs up from me. If I had 3 thumbs to give it, I'd give them, but unfortunately I only got 2. So packs like this aren't cheap, but this is one of those areas where you don't always get what you pay for. There's a lot of really expensive packs out there that, yeah, you can get just as good for a lot less. For what they're asking for this one, I think it's well worth the price for what you're getting. Just my personal 2 cents and take on the matter. So I will stop rambling on that note, guys. Y'all take care, stay safe, keep getting ready. I'll put another link to this one down at the bottom in the description, and I'll make sure to get the right US website instead of the Australian website this time. Screwed that up on the last one. And yeah, check them out, and if it is something that you are in the market for whatever my word is worth, I recommend it. So see y'all later.